will look to keep our assault on the top six alive when we host Crystal Palace in this weekend's game. Welcome back to Irons United. I am Anton and we are currently doing our Crystal Palace match preview. Again, make sure you interact with us by letting us know your thoughts in the comments below. West Ham have enjoyed a blistering start to the season, having not tasted a league defeat since reigning champions Manchester City put 5 past us on home turf during the opening match. Crystal Palace too have overseen a resurgence of their own after a poor opening few games, beating Manchester United, Aston Villa and Norwich City en route to their current position in the top half of the table. 3 points could have huge implications for the aspirations of either of these clubs come the end of the season, and for Pellegrini a win would keep his side firmly in the race for an unlikely top 6 finish, while victory for Roy Hodgson would blow that race wide open with the South London club leapfrogging us. In our last 5 games against Palace, we have actually triumphed twice and drew 3 times, with the last time out beating Palace 3-2 at home. But since our 5-0 loss against City on the opening weekend, we are actually undefeated in our last 6 Premier League matches and have conceded fewer goals in those contests, with only conceding 4 than what we did in week 1. We have won our last 3 Premier League London derbies at home, not having a longer run since February and December 97 with 5 victories. Since Palace's Premier League return in the 2013-14 season, no side has won more penalties in the league with 46, while West Ham have given away the most in that time with 39. And there has been a penalty in the last 4 league meetings between both of these sides. Roy Hodgson is looking for his first Premier League win against West Ham at his 7th attempt. Again, if you are enjoying this preview, make sure you drop a message in below, say hello, hit the thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to our channel. The man of the moment, Yarmolenko, who suffered a career-threatening Achilles rupture last season, few would have predicted how he bounced back in the manner that he has this campaign, but not me. There's not a single piece of doubt about his talent, and some fans are calling him out for having no pace. But why do you need pace when you can be a magician with the ball? Since fighting his way back into the first team fold at West Ham, the former Dortmund winger has showcased a tremendous amount of flair and potency in front of goal. In the previous 4 Premier League matches, Yarmolenko has bagged 3 goals, and that run could stretch if Palace aren't careful. On Crystal Palace, despite the interest in the summer, Crystal Palace, they managed to keep their star player Zaha, and despite some initial teething problems at the start of the season, the talisman winger is back to some of his best football, snapping ankles on a weekly basis, just wreaking general havoc on the flanks. Like Yarmolenko, he has a keen eye for goal, but unlike Yarmolenko, he's an incisive winger, and he's at his peak when he's running at full backs rather than striking in front of goal. So whoever Pellegrini opts for at left back, whether it be Creswell or Masuaku, I believe it will be Creswell, they will have to be on top of their game, given their A game. A key stat for you is that no players completed more take-ons in the Premier League this season than Zaha with 32, so we're going to have to be up there. On team news, we were dealt, of course, a massive blow last weekend when Fabianski was ruled out for at least 2 months with a torn hip muscle after attempting a goal kick against Bournemouth. The man, Roberto, will deputise in his absence, and we really need to get behind the geezer. We certainly have not seen enough of the Spanish stopper, so we have to put trust in Pellegrini's backup options. Remember how Adrian got his chance, of course. Elsewhere, Winston Reid remains out with a persistent knee complication, but should be back in training next week, fingers crossed, as does Mikel Antonio, who underwent the knife for a hamstring injury he got last season. Crystal Palace, Roy Hodgson could see Connor Wickham return to the matchday squad for the first time since August, having overcome an ankle agitation. And on that penalty statistic, Crystal Palace will actually be without Lukic Mihailovic after he was suspended for picking up 5 yellow cards. Sacco looks like he's going to be touch and go for Saturday, having missed the victory against Norwich after picking up a knock. But he does, Rodson, have a few other defenders he can pick up on. So not only have West Ham looked more threatening in attack this season, but defensively, bar the Man City rout, we've also improved since the last term. However, that could be about to change with obviously the news that Fabianski is out of the equation. He did make more saves than any other Premier League keeper in the 2018-19 season, so his influence cannot be downplayed. Against a more formidable shot stopper, Hodgson will now know that goals are there to be taken, and it could make this fixture a really close contest indeed. My predicted team lineup will be Roberto, Fredericks, Diop, Ogbonna, Creswell, Rice, Noble, Lanzini, Yarmolenko, Anderson and Holler. So before I hit you with my predictions, please comment below with your predictions, and of course, make sure you follow our official partners at Umbro on all the social sites, and we will be announcing our next competition soon. Let me know your team lineup, your predictions, and who you think will also be starting the game, but I'm pretty confident that will be our starting lineup. So my prediction for the game is going to be, I think we'll concede, but I think we'll outscore our opponents, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory to home. I think West Ham will continue our form and we'll progress up the league a little bit more, putting pressure on the top two. I mean, 7 games in, and if we can get a victory on Saturday against Palace, it's again showing signs of progression. But we just need to keep the faith and hope that Pellegrini has got diamond in the rough in Roberto and he can step up to the equation. And let's just maybe hope that it's the defence's time to step up to the plate, because we have struggled over the last few seasons in our defensive duties. So it's time that they step up and help out our goalkeeper when he needs it the most. And right now it's going to be Roberto. Will definitely need that for his first Premier League start of the season. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory to West Ham. Get your comments in below. Let me know your predictions. Let me know if you agree with any of the points I've made. Hope you've enjoyed some of the statistics we have brought to you in this preview. Comments, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'm Anton. This is Irons United. Come on, you Irons.